In this next part of the Jack project series, we will learn how to make a handlebar. Starting with 2 sketches and dimensioning them fully, we will use this to create a swept feature. If you are interested in our training sessions, contact us for more information. So far we have done a pin, we have done a spacer or a washer, we have done some circlips, and up next we are going to do this handlebar over here. We are going to use a new feature called the swept feature, and let's have a look at how to do that. It's got a pathway to follow, and the actual profile that follows this path is a circle of diameter 16. We will be drawing 2 sketches. I will also show you an easier way to do this, so both work quite well. And this can all be done in one feature. So let's have a look at that. So sketching on the front plane, although it looks like a center line going through the middle over here, I'm actually going to draw a solid line. So I'll draw all of the lines first and then I will add in the dimensions thereafter. So I've got a solid line, so I used my right click and swipe to the left for the line tool. So horizontal line to the left, and over here I would like to activate the tangent arc. You'll see over here it actually rounds a bit on these corners here. There's no sharp corners. Instead of just continuing with the straight line tool, I can do one of 2 things. I can hover over the edge of that end point of the line that I've just made, and when I bring my mouse back out again, you will see the tangent arc entity has activated. So I want to see these 2 dotted blue lines to show me that it's at 90 degrees. Okay, although it doesn't create a relation to keep it at 90 degrees, I do at least have this tangent relation over there. Then a vertical line going upwards, and this time to activate my tangent arc, instead of hovering over the end point of the previous line, I will simply click on A on my keyboard. The letter A activates the tangent arc as long as my line tool is active. Again, looking for those 2 dotted lines for 90 degrees. Then I'd like a horizontal line across, another tangent arc using A on my keyboard, keeping this arc at 90 degrees, bringing it back down again with a horizontal line, another tangent arc at 90 degrees, like that, a horizontal line across, that's a little bit longer than the others, one more tangent arc at 90 degrees, and then one straight vertical line. So let's have a look at the instructions, see that everything is as it's supposed to be, and it is indeed. So now we can go ahead and add in our dimensions. We can see that the radii for all of these tangent arcs are radius of 24. So instead of adding that dimension to each of them individually, I will just add it to 1 and make them equal to each other. However, I'm going to start with the largest dimension, which is this 300 over here. So let me go and add that in. You'll also notice that it is not necessarily going from the end point of this straight line, but from this vertical line to this vertical line over here. So that will actually be the entities that I'll select when including this dimension. So from here to here is 300. Remember, your first dimension scales the rest of your sketch, so make sure that you are choosing the largest dimension first. From there, from this horizontal line to the bottom, we've got 100. Here we've got 80, but over here we will definitely be clicking a end point instead of a line. So 100 by 80 and 120 over there. So let's do the 100 first. From here to here, 100, then from there to the origin, or other words, the end point of that line, that was 80, and this over here is 120. Okay, it's coming together nicely. Then we have 60 over here, and then we can add in our radii for the tangent arcs. So from that line to this end point over here is 60, like that. Okay, it looks like the line disappeared, but it's just really short because that tangent arc is actually quite big. Then adding a radius over here, that was 24. Okay, you can see it became significantly smaller. And instead of adding a dimension to each of the other tangent arcs, I will simply make them equal to this one. So clicking on this arc, holding Control on my keyboard, and then going and selecting all of the other arcs while holding Control, I can then click on equal to make all of those the same dimension. So if this one changes, all of those will change along with it. So now my sketch is fully defined. I can go and create the sweep feature from this. So I will show you the first option, which is using one sketch only. Going to the Features tab, selecting the Swept Boss Base feature, and selecting the option that says Circular Profile. By selecting Circular Profile, all I need to do is edit the dimension over here, which from the instructions we can see is a diameter of 16 millimeters. So changing that to 16, we can see that a circular profile has been added, and the feature allows that profile to follow the pathway that we have created from the previous sketch. So this is sufficient for this handlebar. Clicking OK on that feature, we can see that the handlebar is complete. However, if we had a different kind of profile, instead of circular, perhaps it was rectangular, we would then need a second sketch. And the sketch would be perpendicular to the first sketch, and the option that would be selected then instead of circular profile would be sketch profile. And that second sketch could be selected from the feature tree over here and inserted there, and that whatever that sketch of the profile would be would follow along here as well. So for example, if I then went ahead and sketched on the right plane a rectangle, so let's make that a center point rectangle on the origin over there. Okay, I can dimension this quickly. Let's make that 8 by 8. Whoops. And saving and exiting that sketch, I'd like to drag it above the sweep feature so it makes it possible for me to add it into that feature. So right-clicking on the feature and editing the feature, instead of selecting the option that says circular profile, I can click on sketch profile. And in this blue box, if I hover over the icon, it says profile. So it's no longer a circular profile. It is waiting for me to select another sketch. So in my feature tree, I can drop down, select that square that I've just made. You can actually see the preview as well has taken that square as the profile, and the sweep feature allows it to follow along that pathway. And if I click OK, this is what it looks like. Okay, that is of course not the final handlebar. The final is actually the diameter 16 circle. So I'm just going to delete this sketch, and there we have our handlebar.